It's fine under new business.
That's where it's at.
Well, I only reason I asked because it wasn't on mine.
It is on your agenda. It was in
Been
your
on there.
digital agenda.
It's been on there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, you would tell me that.
Welcome to the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission meeting for February the 13th, 2023, 4:30 p.m. in council chambers. Don't see our notice.
Oh.
Oh, just
Well, you could briefly describe.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. There is a form in the back for ADA compliance, and if any of our visitors tonight, which we have none, want to fill that out, they can walk back there, fill that out, and then put it back in the envelope, and then we will see that that gets to the appropriate person.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
That's it in a nutshell.
Beautiful.
Miss Hermish,
Got it.
we get a roll call.
Yes, Executive Director Brian Messmore,
Present.
President Richard Richardson,
Present.
Vice President Lenny Fryman,
Here.
Secretary Kevin Schaefer is absent. Member Janie Wilson. Here. Member Brian Johnson is also absent. And Lawrenceburg School Board member Aaron Shepard. Here. And
Yay.
City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
All right. If we've if we've had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting, I'll take a motion to approve those.
So move.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I see under announcements we do have our welcoming of our school board representative, Aaron Shepard. So I will welcome you as well.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
And Ms. Hermish, you want to provide us with our financial report?
Yes, as of February 7th, 2023, the balance for redevelopment is $4,651,605.73. And after monies promised to projects, it's $4,476,605.73.
Does anybody have any questions in regard to that? If not, we'll go on to new business. And under Director Messmore, we do have some project updates.
Yeah, hey, first of all, I did hand out before the meeting this picture of the downtown businesses, and I just wanted to share that with you. I took the privilege to put a black dot on the businesses that have been created in the last 7 years. It looks like it totals about 22, and I just think that's a nice reflection of how things have popped up here in downtown, and obviously that's good for all the businesses and all the residents and all the visitors. So I just put that in there for you. Main Street put that together. I just put the black dots on it, trying to figure out. And again, a lot of those businesses received some financial support from us along the way, some more than others, some none at all. So it's nice to see.
I count 24 dots, but okay.
Okay.
It's
you
still good
counted- you
news.
counted
It's still
two
good stuff.
twice.
I might have. And then we have an update, or we have a 70 East High on the agenda tonight.
I do have a couple more project updates.
Oh, update us away.
Yeah, thank you. Don't want you to get away from it. We've talked about Maple Street several times. As you recall, we were waiting on the creation of the bid documents to do the remediation work over there. Again, with the outcome of that property becoming available for residential development. Those bid documents are nearly complete. We've got a sort of a change order on that bid document that we're working through right now. But I would expect that, Q2 this year, we would be moving forward with getting bids for the remediation of that site. All right.
Okay.
Durbin Plaza, this was our IHCDA tax credit project. If you recall, we had submitted for the 9% tax credit application, and unfortunately, we were denied. So, that being said, concurrently, we were preparing to submit on a 4% tax credit application, which requires some additional funds, not from us, but through a not-for-profit partner in the project, which we have all arranged. Basically the same players we had in the 9%. No difference to the city and their contribution to the project. So I'm moving forward with the 4% tax credit application. It's actually due, we've done a lot of the work, it's due July 1st. We don't know when the award is, but it should be late in Q3 of '23 at best. I hate to guess, but I'd like to give it a shot here. That being said, if we're not successful on the 4%, then I think, we're gonna have to do something different. And that may include different partners and or take a step back and rethink the whole area.
And by us doing this, you say, excuse me, that we'll know something, if we're gonna know, next year when?
We'll know
May,
late this
June?
year.
Late this year.
Yeah,
And if it doesn't happen, then we'll divert to Plan B.
yeah. So the 4% in theory is less competitive. As I understand it, it may be more competitive this year, go figure. But we put a lot of work into this. Our partners have put a lot of work into it, worked very hard to be successful. If you recall, we went over the scoring. I don't have the scoring back, but we went over it one time in the meeting with Katie from Model Group. And, the unfortunate thing is you're competing with different people every time. And we just didn't stack up to that set of applicants. So may find out a little bit more about that, and I'll certainly share it with you. Let's talk about the Liberty Theater very quickly. The Liberty Theater, we are, I'm going to say 90% complete with design development phase, which means we have site plans, layouts, we know where things are going, we know how big they are. We have starting to be able to, understand, where we're at financially. So we're going to move into the next phase. We met this morning and we're full bore onto the next phase, which is construction drawings. Construction drawing process will take up to 12 weeks. And then the bid process will take probably up to 4 weeks. And then it'll probably take another 4 weeks after that before we finally have our GMP, our guaranteed maximum price. So that's where we're at. We're moving along. Still very excited about the project.
It is an exciting project. These projects take a while to complete and work through. It's very exciting.
They do. They do. Sometimes. We are, we've completed all the survey work over at the Union Hall. We're preparing for transfer. We have to, one more alley vacation ordinance that needs to be passed, and then we will be able to transfer that property, and they will be able to begin construction on the new restaurant on Short Street.
Now, what ordinance is it that we have to get done
It's
now?
you have to vacate the alley. It just has to,
Oh.
there's some additional wording. It needs to go to this board. And without being a legal expert, I think that's the piece that was missing in the previous ordinance.
Sure. So we have to wait another month to do
No,
this?
till Monday.
Till Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Or Tuesday.
but yeah, it's on the agenda.
Monday's President's Day, right?
Yeah.
So
So Richard gets off on Monday, president.
Yeah.
He's the president of the board.
Actually, I do not get off on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you're
Be
available.
right at work.
You're available for the kids. Mm-hmm. All right. Obviously, I'll let that go there. Like I said, we are missing 2 board members tonight, and I will make a special arrangements with Erin, their new board member, to get her up to date on all the other stuff that's filtering through the cracks here.
What makes her so special?
She
I'm
is.
just kidding.
Because you're already here every day.
Yeah, I'll have to hear it 4
We
times.
see you daily. She needs to be filled in.
So that would complete the project updates, and that leads us to 70 East High, and I will defer to Mr. Weldon for his comments on this agenda item.
Thank you, Mr. Messmore. So 70 East High was a development agreement that we drafted and approved with the owners to purchase that property. The property is residential upstairs and business on the ground floor. The development agreement was that we would acquire a strip of land to the east that would make their lot square. Their lot had like a chunk taken out of it that is part of the property next door, which is owned by the city. So we were going to get that, just that small strip from the city, and then give that to the property owners, part of the development agreement. And they were promising in exchange for that to have a retail business in their first floor. They came back and said they can't have a retail business in their first floor. They have a long-term contract with the law firm that currently exists there. And so I brought it to city council. They voted to go ahead and do it anyway and give them the property. So it will no longer be a redevelopment project, even though it started out that way.
Okay.
Do you need any action from the board on any of that? Or
I think just for the record, we can vote to rescind our approval on the redevelopment agreement with
Okay.
70 East High.
do we have a motion to rescind the approval of the redevelopment agreement with 70 East High?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Now, Mr. Messmore, we've got our row house.
Okay, yes, as you recall, we had an agreement with Indiana Landmarks for them to evaluate 140, 146 East High, which is what we commonly refer to as the row houses. And the agreement was that they would do their due diligence and determine what they could do, what they could invest in order to maintain or get ownership of that property, rehab it, and then put it on the market. Well, they have been able to get to a point where they have basically put down a portion of what we would ultimately turn into a development agreement. And so my intentions this evening are to ask the board to move forward with asking Mr. Weldon to put this in the body of a development agreement with Indiana Landmarks. What they are allocating $300,000 for fund for repairs. They are looking for $200,000. This is for the exterior shell and structural components. They're estimating 500, so they're doing 300. They're requesting 200 from us, and they're also going to replace the wall. And in that, as part of that exterior repair, they're asking for us an additional $100,000 towards the wall. So to summarize, they're putting in 300. We have 300. Part of our 300 is contingent. My guess is we will expend the entire contingency. So it would be a not to exceed $300,000 match with Indiana Landmarks. We've been in contact with them today. In fact, just very short time ago, requesting a schedule of an expected construction schedule so that we can put that into the development agreement and make sure that we all understand what each of us are getting. So I would hope that, you know, maybe by next meeting that we would have that development agreement. I'm looking at Mr. Weldon, but maybe get this thing on the fast track and get this, get us to a point where we can begin the property transfer process and get them on their schedule.
Sounds good.
So you need a motion tonight to move forward with the development agreement.
Yeah, and I'll bring the actual agreement back for final approval.
Yes.
All right. Do we have a motion to move forward?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
You two are making a lot of motions in seconds.
I was waiting for you to raise your hands or something. You've done that pretty much today.
Yeah. So, let's see, we've done that, we've talked about that, thank you very much. I'm anxious to get that project underway, it's been,
Been a long time.
yeah,
It's
that's
exciting.
putting it nicely.
It is. That's good news, though. It's
Yeah.
great.
Putting
Saving
it
a building.
nicely.
Yeah.
No, you're good.
You have, I'm sorry.
Under, I think we're under new business, if we don't have any additional. And if not, we'll move to old business. And we do have a Main Street report that's been provided to us.
Yeah. And just for the record, Michelle was here. She was prepared to present her annual kind of report to us. But since we were missing 2 board members, we agreed that, you know, coming back in March would be okay. So, you have the report with you. If I may make a couple comments on that, if you recall, we piloted the Looking Up program. We do have one application in review process to renovate an upstairs in the downtown area that is currently unoccupiable, and so this is an opportunity to activate a second floor space in our downtown, and that's cool. We also have a local business in downtown that's expanding to another location, and that's Billyco. They are moving around to next to Funny Farm.
Where are they at
Vacant
now?
space right down the street here.
So they're here, they're gonna relocate to,
An additional location.
oh, they're
Yeah.
gonna keep
And
this
it's-
location and add another.
And it's got, and forgive me for not being more prepared to go into more detail about what what they're gonna offer there, but it's a pretty unique shopping experience beyond what's at Billyco. Some stuff that you would probably understand.
Oh, well, it sounds exciting. It's a good spot to put it in, right down there in that
Yeah,
footprint.
so, then got the business plan, obviously Jenny from, the Indiana Small Business Development Corporation has assisted us along the way, preparing the business plan. We went to design committee and presentation was made, and, it was unanimous to, support that business through the Main Street Grant Program for that new location, right on High Street.
Cool. Anybody have any
Great.
questions?
None at all.
Not. If we've had time to review the claims, I'll take a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Comments from the audience? That's a quick one. Nobody out there to comment tonight. All right, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
There you go.
That's it. Not always that way.
Hey, Kelly, do you have Aaron's contact information?